Good morning, students. Once again here we are going to discuss another type of diagram in which you can present information. In the previous lecture we have discussed pie diagram and bar diagram, and also we had discussed what kind of time markers and sequence markers are used to describe the particular process or the information given in the particular diagram. Here in this diagram we are going to discuss the graph or the line graph. Actually here two pieces of informations are presented in a graph, and two quantities are related to each other, and in this way we can present the information. Actually this is a set of crosses or dots which are joined together and form a line, and that is why it shows a kind of line and it is called as line graph. It is useful to show the trends or the developments for explaining the growth of multiple areas at the same time. Here is an example of line graph. It shows economy of Assam during the decades from 1950 to 2000. It shows the growth of the economy of state of Assam during these 5 decades. You can see here this line graph. It shows the growth, economic growth of Assam. The dark line is the economic development of state of Assam during 1950 to 2000. Here this is the trend 1000, then this dot is at near about 1500, then it is 1500, then it is above, then 2000, then 3500 here. So these are the various dots, and these, the distance between the two dots is the decade. It shows 10 years of gap, and these are years here, and during these years 1950, then 60, then 70, 80, 90 and 2000. These are years, and this is the economic growth. You can describe this particular graph in your own words in a prose narrative. See here, the above graph shows the comparative economy of the state of Assam to average economy of India during the years 1950 to 2000. In the beginning of the economy of both Assam and India seems to be steady. However, from the next following decades, the economy of India is increased. On the contrary, the economy of Assam remains dormant or decreasing as we compare it with Indian economy. तर इंडियन इकॉनॉमी आणि आसामची इकॉनॉमी जर आपण कंपेअर केली तर इंडियन इकॉनॉमी मध्ये ग्रोथ दिसतं आपल्याला, आणि आसामची इकॉनॉमी थोडीशी डॉर्मंट म्हणजे आहे त्या स्थितीमध्ये, फारशी वाढ नाहीये, डिक्रीज त्याच्यामध्ये आपल्याला दिसून येते. In the year 2000, the highest growth is seen in both economies. 2000 सालामध्ये दोन्ही किंवा देशाची इकॉनॉमी आणि आसामची इकॉनॉमी याच्यामध्ये जास्तीत जास्त ग्रोथ झालेली दिसून येते. द ॲव्हरेज इकॉनॉमी ऑफ इंडिया हॅज ग्रेटली इन्क्रीज्ड फ्रॉम द इयर 1980. इंडिया किंवा भारत देशाची आपली जर इकॉनॉमी पाहिली तर ती 1980 पासून जास्त प्रमाणामध्ये वाढलेली दिसते. whereas the growth of economic Assam has remained very slow. आणि आसामची इकॉनॉमी मात्र त्या ठिकाणी थोडीशी स्लो असलेली दिसून येते आपल्याला. So this is the trend that we can show in this particular line graph. There are other some other kinds of diagrams that can be presented, in which we can present the information very graphically. Bubble chart, then donut chart and area diagram. So in this way it is a kind of line graph in which we can show the information or present the information, and also you can interpret the information given in a line graph. So here is an example given, and with this particular information you can draw a line graph. There are three types of means of transport. They are transport on land, water and air, roadways, railways, and see here it is the information about the tree diagram. And how it can be classified. The transport can be classified land, water and air. The transport on the water is carried through inland and overseas. Domestic airways and the international airways are the two means of air transport चे या ठिकाणी दोन प्रकार सांगितलेले आहेत, इंटरनॅशनल आणि डोमेस्टिक. Domestic airways are run by public undertaking and private. Domestic airways हे दोन प्रकारचे आहेत, एक public undertaking आणि private airlines. So in this way you can see here three kinds of transports are given: road transport, water transport and then air transport. And further how they are divided into 2 or 3 parts. You can show this particular information in a tree diagram. And also here is an example of diagram, that is bar diagram. You can compare this particular information. The favorite hot drinks of the people are shown, and how many people enjoy such a kind of drinks or the beverages, that is given in the bar diagram. Here the percentage of people in the left side 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, etc. And in this bar diagram, in the bar shows tea, coffee, hot chocolate. How many people enjoy hot chocolate? 50%, then coffee 30, tea 20, etc. So you can compare this information. Minimum people enjoy tea rather than hot chocolate or coffee. Maximum people prefer hot coffee. So the average people, that is 30% people prefer coffee rather than tea or hot chocolate. So this is a trend, and you can see it is a general observation that maximum people prefer hot chocolate. So this diagram can be interpreted in our own language. So in this way we have discussed in this particular module that is information transfer and interpretation of data. First of all, we had discussed tree diagram, then we had also discussed table, then pie chart, flow chart, bar diagram, line graph. These are various ways by which you can describe or show the information in various diagrams, and also you can interpret such a kind of diagram. This kind of information is very useful to all, and you can see this kind of information in at a glance, and it is very easy to understand. So when you are doing a job in a particular firm or company, you will be asked to present the information in a graphical way, in a tabular form, in a flow chart, and you are also expected to interpret this kind of information in a prose narrative, and you are expected to write a report of a particular data. So this is a very useful module, and you can read it and present and solve the various exercises given in the task, and you can make practice how to present the information in a diagram and how it can be interpreted in a prose narrative. Okay, thank you so much.